For those of you that are preparing for the forthcoming post-UTME exam, especially those looking for admission in UNIPORT and UST, this video is for you because it's a compiled past question of several years that break up together to guide you on how to write your exams in physics. If this is your first time tuning, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications anytime I post videos. With no further ado, let's get right into the video. Question 1. Which of the following is not a vector quantity? We have the following options: A. Force, B. Altitude, C. Weight, D. Displacement, E. Acceleration. Now, one thing you ask yourself is this: what is a vector quantity? Vector. A vector quantity is a quantity that has both magnitude and direction. And out of these options provided, the only option or the only quantity that does not have direction but it has magnitude is said to be what? Altitude. Altitude is the same thing as height. That is altitude. Weight is a force, but it's acting down. Force is a vector quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity because it has direction. Acceleration also is multiplied by mass to get what? Force. So the correct option to this question is option B, which is altitude. Question 2. A train has an initial velocity 44 meters per second and an acceleration of minus 4 meters per second square. Its velocity after 20 seconds is what? We have the following options. So now, stating the parameters given in this question, a train has an initial velocity. Initial velocity in equation of motion is given as u. So u is given as 44 meters per second, okay? And it also has an acceleration of minus 4 meters per second square. So the symbol for acceleration is a, which is minus 4 meters per second square, right? Now we're asked to calculate its velocity. Which velocity are we asked to calculate? Its final velocity. That is symbol what? V. We are looking for what? V. But in the question give us time as 20 seconds. So my t is 20 seconds. Now for us to solve this, we are going to look at the equation of motion that will fit into what we are looking for, which is the first equation of motion. And it states that what? V is equals to u plus at, right? Now what is my v? That is what I am looking for, which is the final velocity. Okay, now this is equals to, what is my u? It's given as 44, so I have 44 plus my a is given as minus 4. I'll put it in bracket. This is minus what? 4 multiplied by my time is given as what? 10. Sorry, time is given as 10. So let me change it. This is 10 and I'll correct this to be what? 10. Okay, so I have my time to be 10. All right, so let's work it out. I'll bring down my v is equals to 44, open the bracket, plus times minus is going to give us minus. Okay, 4 times 10, I'm going to have what? 40. So you have to work it out by saying 44 minus 40 is going to give me what? 4 meters per second. Okay, so this is what I have as my final velocity. So the correct option to this question is option B. Question 3. The force with which an object is attracted to the earth is what? We have the following option. Option A, acceleration. Option B, mass. Option C, gravity. Option D, impulse. Option E, weight. You should know that the force that attracts any object to the center of the earth is the force of what? Gravity. Okay, so it's not an acceleration. Though you can say that it is an acceleration due to what? Gravity. But the main force that attracts an object to the body or to the earth is said to be what? Gravity. So the option to this question is option C. I hope that is clear. Question 4. A man of mass 50 kilogram ascends a flight of stairs 5 meters high in 5 seconds. If the acceleration due to gravity is 10 meters per second square, the power expended is what? We have the following options. So before we can solve it, we know that we have to state the parameters and state the formula for power. So the mass is given as 50 kilogram. Okay, then we have the height. H is given as what? 5 meters. Then my time is given as 5 seconds. We also have G, and G is constant to be 10 meters per second square. So the question is the power expended. What is the formula for power? P. Know that it is work done over time. I will say this is work done over what? Time. But work done is what? mgh over what? Time. Now, power. What's my m? That is mass. My mass is 50. I will say this is 50 multiplied by, my g is what? 10 multiplied by 10 times h. My h is what? 5. Okay, divided by, my time is equally 5. Do you get it? Now something will cancel. You see that this 5 cancel what? 5. So I have to multiply 50 by 10 to give me as power, which is equals to 500 watts. Is that clear? Now from what we've got so far, the correct option to this question is option E. Question 5. Ripples on water are similar to light waves in that we have the following options. Option A, have the same wavelength. Option B, are longitudinal. Option C, cannot be reflected. Option D, travel at the same speed. Option E, can be refracted and diffracted. Now, you should know that ripples on water is similar to water waves and light waves. They have the same properties of waves. They can be reflected, refracted, diffracted. But the only thing is that light waves can be also what? Be plane polarized. Okay? But they do not travel at the same wavelength, and they are not longitudinal. Do you get it now? Water waves are transverse wave. Likewise, light waves. Okay? Water waves can be what? Reflected. Likewise, light waves. The only properties that both of these waves have in common is what? Refracted and diffracted. So the correct option to this is what? Can be refracted and diffracted. Even though both of them can be reflected, but from the options we have, they say cannot be reflected, which is wrong. So the correct option is what? E. Hope you get it now. Question 6. If a solid changed directly into a gas when heat is applied, the process is called what? Option A, vaporization. Option B, evaporation. Option C, sublimation. Option D, ionization. Option E, conversion. Now, the only process that is termed when a solid change directly into gas without passing through the liquid state is said to be what? Sublimation. And the correct option is option C. Question 7. What is the apparent color of a red shirt when viewed in blue-green light? We have the following options. Option A, red. Option B, green. Option C, yellow. Option D, black. Option E, blue. Now, you must note that when a color appears in white light, it gives it that natural color. For example, when a blue cloth or a blue shirt appears in white light is a natural light, it's like a daylight. It's going to give it its color, which is what? Blue. But when it comes in a different shade of light, for example, a red light, it's going to turn out to be what? Now, coming to this question, when a red color shirt viewed in what? In a green light, is going to come out to be what? Black. Any other color that is not white light is going to appear what? Black. Be it any color. So the correct option to this question is option D. Question 8. If a car starts from rest and moves uniformly with acceleration of 10 meters per second square for 10 seconds. The distance it covers in the last 1 second of motion is what? We have the following options. So now we're going to look at what the statement said. This body starts from rest, and from the equations of motion, anytime a body was resting and decides to move, its initial velocity u is said to be what? 0. So that means that my u is equals what? 0. And the body moves with acceleration a to be 10 meters per second square for 10 seconds. That means the time is 10 seconds. Okay, now we are looking for the distance. The question says the distance covered in the last 1 second of motion. Last 1 second of motion, that means what is the distance covered when the time was given at 10 seconds? And the last 1 second of motion means before 10. If you subtract 1 from 10, it's going to give you what? 9. So you are going to solve for the total distance covered when the time is given as 10 seconds, and also when the time is given as 9 seconds. You subtract it. That difference is what you're actually looking for. You will see this type of question. This is how to solve it. I'm going to give you a shortcut to this question. Now, we say that our formula is x. Okay, this one distance covered when the time is 10 minus distance covered in the last 1 second, that is 10 minus 1, that is when the time is 9 seconds. Okay, but you can work it together by saying that the total distance, which is what you're looking for, is the formula is ut plus half at squared. See where the problem is. This we are going to substitute the time, and since the body starts from rest, u is equals to 0, so automatically here tends to what? To be 0. I hope you get it, because if u is 0 multiplied by time, everything here tends to 0. So I'm solving with x is equals to half a, I will now say, let me put the bracket, t when time is 10 all squared minus when time is 9 all squared. Do you understand? This is how we're going to do it. So let's work it out. X is equals to half times, my acceleration in this question is given as 10. So this is 10, right? Times bracket. The first time is what? 10. I will say 10 all squared minus, right? The second time is what? 9. I will say 9 all squared. Do you understand? So let's work it out. If this divide this one, divide is going to give me what? 5. So I'm left with what? X is equals to 5 bracket 10 squared is 100. Now this is 100 minus 9 squared is 81. This is 81. Okay, now this is equals to 5 bracket, you subtract. So 100 minus 81 is going to give me what? 19. So I have what? 19. So let's work it out. So the distance is equals to 5 times 19, which will give rise to 95 meters. Okay, the correct answer to this question is 95 meters. So this is how to solve similar questions like this, and the correct option to this is option what? A. Question 9. In order to find the depth of the sea, a ship sends out a sound wave and receives an echo after 1 second. If the velocity of sound in water is 1,500 meters per second, what is the depth of the sea? Now, for us to solve this, we are looking for the depth of the sea. This is under echo. An echo is the sound heard after the reflection from a plane surface. The velocity of echo v is equals to 2 times the distance over what? Time, right? Now from the question, the velocity is given as 1,500. We are looking for the depth, and they said for 1 second, that means time is 1 second. So this is 2 times the distance divided by what? 1, right? So simply what you are going to do is to say cross multiply. If you say cross multiply, 2 times the distance is equals to 1,500. So by the time you divide, You make it the subject. We have that what? My d is equals to 1500 divided by 2 is going to give me 750 meters. And this 750 meters, because the answers are left in kilometer, I'm going to divide by 1000. So if I divide by 1000 to convert it to kilometers, it's going to give me what? 0.75 kilometers, right? Now this is how to solve this type of a problem. And this question is under echo. And the correct option to what we have done so far is option A. Question 10. A piece of rubber 10 centimeters long stretches 6 millimeters when a load of 100 Newton is hung from it. What is the strain? We have the following options. So the question is, what is strain? Strain is defined as the extension to the length. Alright, so a piece of rubber 10 centimeters long, that is the length. So the length is given as 10 centimeters, okay? But it was stretched, or it stretches 6 millimeters. So this is what? 6 millimeters. When the force, which is the load, okay, let me say, when the force, which is the load, is given as what? 100 Newton. Now for us to solve this, we need these two to be in the same unit. Now this is strain. Strain is equals to extension over what? Length. They must be in the same unit. So the best bet is to convert them to the same unit, which is meters. Okay? If I convert this to meter, I'm going to divide by 100. It's going to give me 0.1 meters, okay? Why this is going to be converted by dividing by 1000. So I will say divide by 1000. It's going to give me 6 times 10 raised to the power minus 3 meters, right? Now I can now work it out. Now my strain is extension to the length. My extension is 6 times 10 raised to the power of minus 3 divided by my length is now 0.1. This question do not require you to use force, it's just to confuse you. Alright, so by the time you divide, this is going to come up to give us that strain is going to be what? 6 times 10 to the power of minus 3 times, this is power of minus 1, coming up to give me 10 power minus 1, right? Sorry, 10 plus 1. For us to work it out, it gives rise to 6 times 10 to the power of minus 2. Remember, strain has no SI what? Unit. And the option to this question is option C. If this video was able to help someone out there, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to get notified each time I post videos. And lastly, do not forget to share so that other students that are preparing for this same forthcoming post UTME exam can see it and learn from there. I will see you next time in the next one. Bye for now.